Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to another episode of... Okay, so I have a good friend of mine here, Nikon Z50, and I'm going to show you how to edit those photos and how to go from this to this. So let's dive into Lightroom and see how I edit my photos. Okay, so here we go. So I have this before picture that I took, and as you can see, it's not, it's a pretty boring picture. There's nothing special about it. So let's see what we can do to change it. So I'm gonna go to the left here, and I'm going to pick my preset. I'm gonna put a link below in the description where you can get these presets. And I am going to pick this one right here. So as you can see, I want to make it darker at first. So my presets here have this radial filter. So I'm gonna pick that radial filter first just to see it better. And I'm gonna drag this a little bit like that. I'm gonna position it somewhere around there, I would say. There, that's good. So right now, I don't really like, it's too orangey, so let me lower the temperature a little bit. And I'm gonna do tint to 0. I'm going to change this just a little bit. I'm gonna go up, maybe that's pretty good. Highlights, I think I will reset highlights to 0. So you can put the shadows all the way up. Let's do 95, just a little bit under 100. Whites I will lower a little bit. Dehaze is already plus 12. I darkened it a little bit with the blacks to minus 20. Let's see the reds here. Plus 5, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine for the yellows. Reds, greens. Yeah, that's good. We wanna desaturate greens to make and lower the luminance a little bit to make the greens a little bit darker and flatter. I don't like greens to be very green in the picture. I'm going to add some sharpening here, somewhere around there, and I'm going to add a little bit of masking. And at the end, I'm going to add probably a little bit of luminance. Not that the picture has noise, but I want to smooth it out a little bit so that it looks a little bit more dreamy and like a painting. And now for the radial filter. So this is the radial filter that you're getting. So I'm going to put it somewhere around there. Let's lower this just a little bit for now. Contrast 30. That's fine. Highlights up. The whites are fine somewhere in the middle there. That's all great. And then I'm going to add, so this radial filter I'm going to drag down and to the left a little bit to make it smaller. And then I'm gonna add another radial filter. So what I want to do is I want to just brighten up a little bit this side of the house. I have to invert it. Okay, so let's do, maybe it's a little bit too much. I'm gonna add a little bit of clarity there just to kind of spice it up a little bit. We're gonna add some brushes. So I'm gonna make this brush slightly smaller. I'm gonna press there. That's where I want the light source to come from. I'm gonna make the brush bigger. I'm gonna press Shift and press here. I'm going to up the exposure, increase the shadows. I want to increase some of the whites. I'm gonna add a little bit of temperature, just say 5, like that. Then I'm going to make it smaller again. Click again somewhere around here. Make it bigger. Shift and click. Now it looks like you have this sun coming from that side. Again, I'm going to click here. Make it bigger. Shift and click. We're going to add just some brushes here. And I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to make this brush smaller. And I'm gonna do this quickly now, but you want to do it with a little bit more precision. I want to brush here a little bit, right? To get those highlights to pop. We can increase this to there. We can get those highlights a little bit. Now, like I said, you can be more precise. I'm not gonna waste my time too much. I think that's good. And then I'm gonna do the same. Do this one, maybe a little bit of these bushes here. And then maybe a little bit of this. So you just look at where the sun would go. And then I'm gonna increase that, not that much. Yeah, maybe somewhere around there, maybe those highlights. I'm gonna go back to this brush. I'm gonna raise those highlights as well. So I'm gonna go back to this brush. I might add a little bit of clarity there. I'm gonna go to the other brush, add a little bit of clarity there. Now, let's try increasing the temperature slightly. I think 5200 is better because those windows were a little bit bluish. And I am going to add a little bit of blues and a little bit of oranges in the highlights. And now you can also go here and maybe increase this brush. Just maybe give it a slight swipe there, right? To just see that part of the house a little bit better. 0.2 was good. Highlights up. That's pretty much it. Okay, so I'm gonna do another one here. So we're gonna try to edit it and make it amazing. I'm gonna pick this teal silhouette. For now, I'm gonna go up in exposure. Now that looks awful, but we'll fix that. Let's say there. Whites, I want all the way down. Shadows down a little bit. Maybe minus 25. I'm gonna raise this a little bit. Change these blues, up that to minus 16 so they're not so much teal. And I'm gonna do this at minus 16. This I'm gonna do just minus 10. I'm gonna reset this and make it a little bit smaller. I'm gonna position it somewhere there. I'm going to lower exposure, 1.5. Add a little bit of contrast again. Lower the highlights. I'm gonna increase the shadows. We can increase the whites here a little bit, just so that it looks like there's a light source there, and that's the sun. Maybe even a little bit more. There, I think that looks pretty good. Change the clarity back to 0. So I'm gonna add a little bit of dehaze. If you get out of there and you go minus 20, yeah, I think that's pretty good. Minus 25, even better, minus 25. So I changed that saturation. Now I'm gonna try to increase this. There, so now I increased it to 7,000 from 5,800, and I got that sort of like golden hour going on. Let me try to increase it even more. 8,000. Now there, see, it looks like it's dawn, and that's golden hour. So, which it wasn't. If I do 9,000, looks pretty good, but I think that's a little bit too much. Let's go 8,200 there, and I'm gonna just lower this a little bit, just to 25 the tint, let's say. I think that's pretty much it. Now what you could do is you could add another radial filter, and just maybe place it there, invert it. Now we can just brighten up that dress a little bit, maybe a little bit of shadows like that, and basically that's it. There you have it. Okay, so that was it for today. I hope you learned something. If you liked this video, please leave a like. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll try to answer every question, and I'll see you in the next video.